Howdy, y'all. Nope. Okay, not doing that. It's bad enough I can't say y'all without sounding like I have a pet eagle and ride a horse everywhere, but anyway, I'm back and I'm finally gonna talk about Stryker. He's been on my list for like ever, and not for the reason you think. Normally, I like to redesign characters I don't like, which is why in some of my videos, my tone changes. Like, any of you guys ever wonder why I get more excited about redesigning a character I say I don't like 100 times? Well, cause I am. But for characters I do like or just have less enthusiasm about, I tend to push them to the side or not be as interactive as I am now. And Stryker was one of those less enthused characters for me since I actually do like him and his design. Shocker, I know, but I do like Stryker's design. Keyword design here has always been one of my faves in the show. I think his shape, colors, and style work really well. It's the lore building and background details that kind of make me question him altogether. Like, again, don't get me wrong, I like Stryker. I think him looking like a possible fusion of Blitz and Moxie was neat for his character interaction with the two, since Blitz clearly liked, and kinda in my eyes, wanted to be like Stryker, while Moxie was reminded of how easily he could be replaced with a better version of himself, which is something I wish would have happened for Luna in episode 8, but it's fine, I guess. I also do like his body design. I think the spines and catfish-like mustache and snake eyes. So much of him is so very different from the imps we've seen and all the other imps we see in the episode. Like, Stryker really is our breakout character of possible mixed and hybrid imps, which made my world-building heart just love him more. However, like all good things, it must come to an end, and oh, did season 2 really make me not care for Stryker anymore, character-wise. Like, I didn't fully care how different he seemed in season 1 since we only saw him once, though I do understand a lot of people's issues with how Stryker is now in season 2. However, I want to point out that honestly, Stryker in season 1 is pretty much just Norman Reedus, and in my mind, that man carried that whole episode. You can't unconvince me. He did a phenomenal job. He truly did ooze like cowboy, outlaw, assassin vibes all over the place. Plus, he didn't even swear that whole episode, which is just shocking now that Bosco is voicing him and he's just throwing the F word out left and right. And no hate to Bosco, but my guy can't pull off the gruff voice. He just can't. I'm so sorry to say that. And to be honest, if I had Norman in my roster and he said his scheduling was going to cause him to not show up to the studio, I'd just ask if he could record on his phone in a closet. Like, I'd do everything to keep him. I don't care what I have to do to make it happen. But again, it's not the VA's fault, just kind of the writing, because I mean, it kind of feels like he's no longer a threat, right? Especially when Stolas just sees him and thinks nothing of him, or getting tricked by Fizz and the statue. God, the statue. But those are things I can look past, because some stuff that Stryker has said and did got my interest peaked. Like, one, he lives in an abandoned mine pit and has a kind of eat the rich mentality, but from my point of view, more of a revolution/revenge kind of attitude towards society and royals. I mean, we know imps are looked down on in a lot of ways, and I guess in Stryker's mind, society would be nicer if the royals weren't the ones who made the social hierarchy, since imps basically outnumber all of hell and keep society functioning. But then he has other lines, like the one where he says that royals, and I'm using air quotes, always talk over us, and then tells Stolas that royals like him take everything they care about, which just makes me even more curious and slightly confused about him, because there's just so much going on. And I mean, they're all probably throwaway lines, but they got my redesigned brain going, so I can't complain. And it also kind of got my reimagined/AU brain going too, so yeah, this is going to be a lot of my own personal ideas and lore mixed in. And if you remember my Leviathan video, then you're in for a wonderful treat. Also, I just want to say it because it's going to bug me till the end of time, but I did not like Stryker and Crimson working together, if you can really call it that. But still, Stryker and Crimson just seem better by themselves. Like, I don't mind when villains work together, but those two, I don't know, they just seem better apart. So hopefully that was the last of them working together, since Stryker didn't really do anything and lost Fizz. So yeah, if I was Crimson, I wouldn't give him a call back. Anyway, this intro is hella long, and I'm itching to talk about the design. So let's ride. So this is gonna sound insane, but the main reason I don't think Stryker's design, or I guess outfit, doesn't work is he's too clean and fancy looking. Now, hear me out, we know Stryker works as a ranch hand, and he's good at it, so he's probably done odd jobs like that before, since just like IMP, he's also a kill for hire kind of guy, and we know that line of work doesn't make as much money. Plus, with Stryker's hits being way up there, it might take a long time to kill the high-ranked target or hide out till the heat dies down, which makes me question why hasn't Stryker been caught. He has posters all over hell, so obviously people know what he does and looks like and knows he lives in Wrath, and the fact that those tiny imps have an entire song about where he lives. So it's like they should know, right? Like, we know police are a thing and apparently court as well. So what? The legal system just doesn't care? Like, the rules of this world make zero sense. Anyway, we also see he lives in an abandoned mine and sleeps in an old train cart. We've even seen him stay at a motel, so if my math is mathing, Stryker could be considered homeless, or at the very least, off the grid. I mean, man's got a flip phone, so why is he dressed so nice? Other than his pants, he's pretty much ready for a rodeo than actual work. Even if he's faking to be a ranch hand to kill Stolas, you'd think he'd tone it down to blend in better. So when redesigning Stryker, I toned down everything. Took away the crop top jacket. Also, fun fact, anytime you see something Western with fringe, it basically means it's for shows like rodeos and events or parties. There are suede jackets with fringe, but it's just not practical to wear them out and about when you're working. However, you can wear them when you're riding horses. So, it's okay for Stryker to wear the fringe jacket when he's riding a horse. However, it's not okay when he's like trying to murder pigs and hogs and all that stuff. It just gets in the way. But yeah, nowadays, fringe is mostly for rodeos and events or parties. I mean, technically, Stryker could be all gussied up for the harvest, but he and Millie's family were still working before anything started. Plus, the pain games alone would ruin his whole look. Like, seriously, that jacket's probably suede. That shit's so tough to clean. So yeah, I replaced it with a beat up old leather vest, and since the Wrath ring is already hot, I didn't feel the need to add buttons. So it's more old school and mainly used to store stuff, aka his extra knives. I also changed his shirt color to be more dirty yellow, since again, the Wrath ring is already hella hot and wearing black just seems like a recipe for heat stroke. Like, I get a symbolism as snakes, but snakes can't overheat, guys. Plus, I really wasn't gonna put him in a pristine white shirt because look at the backgrounds, guys. Look at all that dust. There's no way that something white stays white in this area. I also took away his fingerless gloves and made them just full gloves, similar to Millie's mom's. I also gave him a belt and a gun holster. The gun holster is mostly for the second design, and you'll see why when I explain it, but the belt was needed. I mean, you're not a real cowboy till you have a belt you can put show buckles on. Plus, it would be a fun add to the episode if the pain games gave buckles to the winners. It's like a small detail. I also made his pants his darker gray color to give that jean look. And I know it contradicts my overheating thing, but, there's only so much I can do. I also lessened the tears in his pants, since you're more likely to rip your jeans at the knee than anywhere else. Now, Stryker's boots are fine. They just need a few more things to really scream cowboy, and my original design didn't sit well, so you'll see later I changed it by just adding some curves and splitting the color more. The way that I did it feels so much better. Like, I have a lot of cowboy boots, and they're all super detailed. Even my work ones have something on them, so it's weird Stryker's aren't. Like, I get he's probably not swimming in money, but I have a feeling he's more likely to spend money on hats and boots. Now, I'm gonna explain the AU stuff in a bit, but if you're wondering what happened to his skin color and eye lines and spines, I figured with Stryker's face being plastered all over hell, it would be a good idea to hide as much as he can. So his spines are bandaged up. He covers his skin in red clay to hide, along with blending in with the imps better, and I haven't really decided if he can make the eye lines go away or he's just wearing contacts. But yeah, he's able to hide them in some way. I also gave him longer hair just cuz, and don't think the ponytail is staying, cuz it's not. And also, just like Moxie, I made all the facial hair the same color as his actual hair, so now there's no confusion on if his mustache is a mustache. Also, color-wise, I decided to go more earth tones and reddish tones since this goth cowboy look is just silly. Plus, with how much he seems to love the Wrath aesthetic, it would make sense he'd dress more in its natural hues, plus it helps him hide better, which is always a plus when you're on the run and trying not to get caught, right? I'm gonna spoil a bit of the rewrite. So, since Millie's parents hate Moxie for not only being mixed with the worst sin type, they also hate him for getting married to Millie in secret and not even bothering to ask for their blessing. And when Stryker comes to the ranch, they kind of start simping for him, as he's everything they want in a son-in-law and what they think Millie deserves, since Stryker seems to be just as, if not stronger than Millie. And in Wrath Imp culture, having a strong partner to have strong kids with is a huge plus. So yeah, when Millie comes home, Millie's parents go extra hard on trying to hook her up with Stryker, and Stryker does play along just to keep up appearances and to keep everyone liking him, and even goes as far to tell Millie he's gonna win the games for her and her family, which in turn makes Moxie want to join. Also, I'm making Millie join too. We're in her hometown, she needs more to do, plus we need Millie and Stryker flirting to keep Moxie going. I'm also taking Blitz out of the game and having him do some fun stuff with Luna while Stolas tags along. I'll explain further in the rewrite, but that's pretty much the gist of what's going to be going down. For added AU lore, I also made Stryker Arrow Ace. Anyway, we're gonna move on to Wild Stryker, aka Real Stryker. So let's do that. Okay, AU stuff first. Since I couldn't make Naked Stryker, I'm just gonna speed run everything I did to make him work within the AU world. So, just like Moxie and Blitz, Stryker is a hybrid of a Wrath Imp and a Lone Shark Citizen. So this means Stryker is a 3 sin type and even more looked down on, as he can't exactly fit in any of the rings, hence why he hides so much in Wrath and covers himself so no one can see what he actually looks like. He's also able to get away with how his head shape looks due to Wrath Imps having 3 head shapes of a goat/ram, bull, and human shaped skull. So he's able to lie and say his family is mostly goat shaped, but adds that every odd wife caused his weird shape. Plus, with his more ram-like horns, it's easy to sell the lie. Also, about his horns, I really didn't like how much Moxie and Stryker looked alike, almost to the point where some people think they're brothers, and that's a fun theory all on its own. But I don't think that's what was intended. Like, I still believe that Stryker is supposed to be a fusion of Blitz and Moxie. However, there's not enough Blitz influence. There's like way too much Moxie influence, so that's what bugs me. So to somewhat differentiate them, I made his horns more pointed down and made his sideburns pointed down as well, along with making his bangs longer and in his face instead of slicked back like Moxie's. And similar to Blitz, I reworked his legs. Like Lone Sharks and Succubus have more straighter like legs, though they're not 100% straight, hence to why Stryker and Blitz still have bent legs, but just longer versions. And though there are imps with human-shaped faces, their legs are not straight. Animal legs only, people, specifically for the imps in general. Like, it's the best way to tell if they're a demon. In a lot of demonic lore, it's written that demons get caught because they're too lazy to change their legs, so big reason why I wanted to keep that. Anyway, as you can see, now with Stryker's sleeves rolled up and bandages removed, you can see how far Stryker has gone to blend in. He's cut off all his fins, though one was cut off in the Envy Ring for a rich royal to use for, sexy time. Another reason added to Stryker's long list of hating royals and society. But after that happens and he escapes, he eventually cuts his arm fins and leg fins off, but keeps his tail fins as a reminder. Also, as you can see, he does have greed-like fingers, but unfortunately he does not have the ability to find gems, and his tail is wonky as well. Stryker's tail, while looking like a typical Wrath Imp's, is bigger and curved in the middle, similar to a Lone Shark's. But since Stryker is a great liar, so saying a critter bit him is easy to believe. I'll talk more about Stryker in the rewrite, because a lot of what I want to talk about AU-wise is better for the episode, but I will say AU Stryker is way more brutal. So spoiler for Season 2 rewrite, Stolas gets way worse than what he got. Stryker is also extremely smart, so no more of him getting confused by Fizz. Also, after the first run-in with IMP, he doesn't cover up unless in hiding, so when he goes after Stolas, he's in his full glory. I like to think as the series continues, he hides less and less, and starts kind of like a movement/riot with like the lesser beings of hell against the royals, and starts killing royals without being asked or paid to, and then decides to make Stolas his special target after Stella calls the hit off. Oh, also he does have gills, but he keeps them hidden with the bandana, and see, I'm not repeating hairstyles. He keeps his hair down constantly, and it's wildly fluffy like a biker's girlfriend. Anyway, I hope this all made sense. It's kind of hard to talk about Stryker since some stuff is specifically for the rewrite, and because I kind of already explained how the AU lore works in Moxie and Blitz's videos, and the only big difference is Stryker being part Envy and having the ability to breathe underwater, and having a more warped view on a lot of things because of the 3 sin types like battling for dominance, but also having a warped view on the Sin's meaning after being attacked by his own people. And if you remember in my Leviathan video, Leviathan's whole thing is kind of a chop shop situation of stealing citizens' bodies to make potions. And unfortunately, Stryker was caught in the crossfires of that, really opening Stryker's eyes to the cruelty of royalty and how the hierarchy just allows for stuff like this to happen to lower ranked citizens, and he doesn't think it's fair. Either way, this was a lot of fun and super helpful for the rewrite that I'm still working on. Sorry again, but once I lose my flow, it takes a while to get back into writing again, but I'll get there soon. Anyway, next video will be Funtime Foxy, and I'm so excited for that one. So look forward to that. Anyway, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Really helps out the channel and me. I hope you all have a super fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!